Hello, candle lovers. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Greg, and this is all about candles. Let's just get right into it. I have a bit of a different candle haul for you today. I have a candle haul of candles from Michaels. I think the Michaels brand of candles is Ashland. And I picked up a whole bunch of these 17-ounce single wick, and I picked up 3 of these, which are a 13.5-ounce triple wick. So what had happened was I went into a Michaels craft store for the first time in, I kid you not, probably about 10, 12, 15 years. And I was in there because I was looking for a charm bracelet. I went live with my friend Jenn over at the Just Jenn's Things YouTube channel. I will link below to the video. We rambled on for like an hour and a half with each other and just had the best time. Anyway, so we were gonna make charm bracelets out of the charms from the Above Love Co candles. And I was like, girl, I don't even know where to find a charm bracelet. And she was like, go to Michaels. And I thought to myself, fine, there's actually one near me. I haven't been to Michael's for a hot minute. Let's see what they have in store. Well, wouldn't you just know that it was meant to be? Because I walk into Michael's and I am greeted with a huge wall of candles. And it says, deal of the week, lowest price of the season, $3.99, $7.99. So I was just like, all right, I'll figure out this charm bracelet situation later. Let me check these candles out. And it was one of those situations where I grabbed myself a basket, went over and started looking around at the candles. Then I realized I was gonna need a cart. Went and got a shopping cart. And I ended up buying 6 of these single wicks and 3 of these 3 wicks. And the sale is still happening, which is why I wanted to post this video today. I believe the sale is happening until Sunday. I know it's happening until Sunday in Canada. I think it's happening until Sunday in the US. These 1 wick 17-ounce jars are $3.99. And these 3 wick 13.5-ounce jars are $7.99. The regular price on these is $20 Canadian, $15 American. And the regular price on these single wicks is $10 Canadian, $7 American. So this was a really good deal. I like to call candles like this cheap and cheerfuls. You know, I don't have super high expectations, but they were really cute and the price was right and some of the fragrances actually smell very good. So I just wanted to do a little public service announcement and let y'all know that if you are in the mood for some cheap and cheerful candles, hit up Michael's this weekend. I was actually like quite surprised at the amount of candles that they had and the quality of some of their fragrances. I'm gonna start with these 3 wicks first. So this one is Bonfire, and it's a company called Ashland, and it's sort of it's like a matte finished black jar. You don't get any scent notes on these candles. Just says Bonfire. It's a really nice like wooden lid on these though. I actually like them. I think they look pretty nice. So no scent notes. So I'm just gonna try to like tell you what I'm getting here. So this actually reminds me quite a bit of the sort of woodsy smoky note that you get in Marshmallow Fireside from Bath and Body Works. It's not as sweet though. But there is some sweetness to it. I think there's like a little bit of an amber in there. And I think that the wood note, I would probably say it's like a cedar wood note. And there's not a lot of like a sort of smoky element to it, but there is a note in there that reminds me a little bit of Marshmallow Fireside from BBW. And it's really nice, and it actually smells quite strong. You know what else it reminds me of a little bit? Pumpkin Bonfire, but without all of the spices and clove. Yeah, I actually really like this one. I think that it might perform okay. These are very wide jars, so I suspect that they might take a while to pool out, but I feel like once you have a deep, even wax pool on these, I feel like they might do pretty well. We shall see. I'll keep you posted. I also got a salted caramel tart and a pumpkin vanilla latte. And I have to tell you guys that smelling these on cold, I like them more than some of the sort of like gooey caramel fall gourmands that I smell from Bath and Body Works. These are actually like quite nice and not as like sweet and cloying. So I've got pumpkin vanilla latte here. It's 13.5 ounces, 3 wicks. This is a sort of opaque jar. I can't tell you what color this is because of my color blindness, but I'm assuming like a dark sort of rusty orange. And this is actually really nice. Now it reminds me a little bit of caramel frappuccino from Bath and Body Works. I'm not really getting a ton of pumpkin spice. I'm mostly getting like a little bit of a coffee note, and then there's like, I think it's like nutmeg, but that's about it. But the coffee note in this is actually quite nice. This isn't a super sweet candle. I'd say it's like medium sweet. There's a fairly like smooth vanilla on the bottom, but the coffee note is actually like quite authentic and lovely, and it's not like, it's not smothered by caramel. I actually really like this one. Yeah, pumpkin vanilla latte. Which is Ashland. I guess it's just Michael's brand, right? This one is salted caramel tart. Once again, we have sort of an opaque matte finish on this jar. There are no scent notes on these, but salted caramel tart. This one is really nice too. It smells like a freshly baked butter tart, but it is not weighed down by like a super gooey sweet synthetic fragrance. It smells more like you know the tart, like the crust that you get on a like a pecan tart. It smells mostly like that kind of like a pie crust or a tart crust, I guess. And the caramel note is not like, I mean, I just reviewed Cafe Latte from Bath and Body Works. I think I'm kind of scarred from that candle. And I'm like, I never want to have like a really ooey gooey cloying caramel around me for a little while. And when I picked this up to smell it on the store, I was like, this is actually really nice. It smells like a flaky tart pastry. And the caramel is like very much in the background. And it's actually really nicely balanced and yummy smelling. It was $7.99 for 3 wicks. And it's a pretty candle. Yeah, I really like this one. I think I like salted caramel tart the most because I haven't smelled a candle like this that gets that sort of like the butter tart crust note so spot on. Yeah, I mean, it smells like my mom is baking her like pecan tarts. I love it. All right, and then I got a bunch of these. Now these are really cheap and cheerful candles, but I mean, these are 17 ounces and I liked a lot of the fragrances. I mean, I got 6 of them. And yeah, they actually smell really good. They're kind of like an old school jar with like this kind of glass lid with a gasket on it. We don't get any scent notes with these candles. This one is Flannel and Football. Really nice deep colored wax on this. I think that, you know, I always burn single wicks in a hurricane, in a like a bathroom or a bedroom situation. And this is really nice. It doesn't smell anything like flannel from Bath and Body Works. It's much lighter than that. It's got it's got a little bit of like a fruity yet cashmere, like almost also leathery vibe, like leather, cashmere, and like dark fruit. And I'm not too sure how you get flannel and football out of that. I guess it's sort of like that cashmere linen note. This one doesn't smell like super strong compared to some of these other ones, but it's definitely fragranced. And it's really actually quite nice. Nothing like flannel from Bath and Body Works, but really quite nice. I also got a pumpkin pie. And I mean, there's some really pretty wax colors on these. This one isn't really the prettiest. This isn't the most vibrant, like orange pumpkin color I've ever seen in my life, but it's all right. And this reminds me a lot of pumpkin carving from Bath and Body Works, but not quite as heavily spiced. I really like pumpkin carving, but I do find that candle is actually quite heavily spiced, which for some reason in that candle, I really like it. But this is almost a more like toned down, like nuanced version of that candle. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that pumpkin carving used to be called pumpkin pie from BBW. And so this is pumpkin pie. Yeah, we're gonna speed through the rest of this, guys, because I got a lot going on here. I got a vanilla chai with this white wax. $3.99, baby. $3.99. And this is really nice too. It smells a bit like white pumpkin from Bath and Body Works. I just keep comparing these to Bath and Body Works because I feel like most of you all have smelled a lot of Bath and Body Works candles, and so it's kind of the easiest reference point, I think, for me to like give you a nice idea of what these smell like in case you plan on getting into the store and getting in on this deal. Yeah, and this is kind of like a slightly more muted white pumpkin from Bath and Body Works, but creamier. Like the top to mid range is like that sort of blend of chai spices, but then there's a really smooth, like almost like frothy vanilla component to it. And it smells like a really nice chai candle. So yeah, I mean, I'll be very interested to see how these perform. I wouldn't be surprised if most of these single wicks end up eventually under a lamp, but I've actually got high hopes for these ones. Anyways, I also got, this one was my favorite, Cashmere and Plum. I really feel like we're lacking in plum candles from the major brands right now. I'm looking at you, BBW, Goose Creek, Kringle. Village Candle actually has a really lovely plum fragrance, but it's called Fairy Dust. Anyways, Cashmere and Plum. This one is very strong, and it's a very, very rich, very ripe, mid to top range plum note. And then in the base of it, there's a really lovely sort of linen-y, cashmere-y, cottony sort of vibe. I mean, the sort of plum, the rich plum in this almost overtakes the cashmere aspect of it, but you do get something a little bit linen-y and cottony in the base. And it's really quite nice. Yeah, I like this one a lot. Cashmere Plum. And I also picked up good old a pumpkin vanilla, right? Why not? Pumpkin vanilla, folks. And oof, not a huge fan of this color of wax, but once again, this is really quite lovely. It's not super sweet. This one isn't the strongest either, but it's basically like a pumpkin spice blend, but with a very like cakey, rich vanilla on the base of it. Yeah, it does smell, I mean, To me, this smells more like a pumpkin cupcake than the Bath and Body Works pumpkin cupcake candle does. I mean, think pumpkin vanilla creme from Bath and Body Works, but with a little bit more of a cakey, like a fluffy cakey vibe to it. Yeah, I really like this one. Pumpkin vanilla. And then I also picked up candy corn maize. This one just really kind of excited me because of like the triple decker color here. I do like candy corn, y'all. You know, I have a sweet tooth in my mouth and in my nose, and this candy corn maize candle is actually just a really, really nice vanilla fragrance. It's not as sweet as you think it would be. It's nowhere near as sweet as the candy corn candle from Goose Creek is. It's actually just a really smooth, sort of like slightly candied vanilla, like a powdered sugar vanilla almost. I wouldn't peg this for candy corn. I would just peg this for some sort of like, I don't know, almost like a marshmallow maybe, like a vanilla marshmallow. Yeah, it's nice. So I did not expect to come home from Michael's with 9 candles, but that is what happened. And yeah, I'm gonna keep you posted on how they all burn. I actually think these might be quite good. These single wicks, I will not know until I've let one burn for, I imagine, quite a long period of time. I feel like this could take a while to pool out, but I'm gonna put it straight into a hurricane probably. So yeah, that's all I have for you folks today. Pop into Michael's if you're interested in any of these candles. Like, these are less than half price. Like, I think that's a really good deal. Gosh, send me out to buy a charm bracelet, and next thing you know, I am busting my door down with my arms full of bags of candles. Anyway, Ashland by Michael's. Check them out perhaps. They have a pretty good website. It looks like you can like place orders online for delivery or pick up in store, all that kind of stuff. I can't report yet on what any of the performance is gonna be like for these candles, but they sure are cheap and cheerful. Cheap and cheerful. I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks so much for joining me today, folks. I love you for watching. You can follow me on Instagram at allabootcandles. Email me your burning questions at allabootcandles@gmail.com. If you could like this video and subscribe to my channel, that would really mean the world to me. And until next time, my dear, gorgeous candle-loving friends, let's burn some candles and bitch about it. Thanks, folks. Bye now.